What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chat Box. My name is Ryan, and welcome to another Premier League transfers, and this time a preseason discussion video as well. So obviously we got some preseason talk for some games from some teams that have played a few preseason games. One thing to keep in mind with the preseason games this early is most likely they don't play that many strong opponents, and because of that obviously you don't expect too much as well from these teams in terms of like the players who start. There's not too much you can read on it. Maybe a few positions like formation styles, maybe where some players, new players who have just signed for clubs where they've been utilized, stuff like that. So we'll have a look at that. And obviously transfers, Victor Gyökeres seems to be going now. That deal to Arsenal looks most likely to be completed. There's been news about Alexander Isak linked with Liverpool. Now, Newcastle have apparently received word from Liverpool that they are interested in signing Alexander Isak. That's something interesting as well because Newcastle were linked with Hugo Etiquette in terms of him partnering Alexander Isak. But Liverpool have also said that they don't mind going after Etiquette if Isak is not going to join or if Newcastle are not going to sell Isak. So we'll see what happens in that because obviously Liverpool are after a striker as well, with rumors surrounding Darwin Nunes going to be leaving Liverpool for Napoli, depending on when Napoli actually get the Osimhen deal done as well. So transfers, there are a few other stuff as well that I thought I'd bring this up. So hopefully this is visible. Yes, this is from Paris Football Scouts website. We've got Sosa from Ajax to Crystal Palace, who's a left-sided fullback, which means he will most likely be competing with Tyreek Mitchell. So that's something to kind of keep an eye out for, see whether how he does in terms of minutes. In terms of appearances, uh, hasn't been the most prolific um, numbers in the last 2 seasons, I would say. But we'll see how he does, whether he ends up actually, gets any minutes or not. But I think Munoz will still be the preference in terms of Crystal Palace defenders if we were to pick one. Uh, Forest have signed Jaya Cunha for Botafogo. And he has gone in there for 10 million. Again, another lad to kind of keep an eye out for to see whether he does well or not. We'll have a look. We'll see how he does. But one to keep an eye out for. Brun Larsen from Stuttgart to Burnley is a forward option or midfield option. He's a winger. Yeah, so an attacking option for Burnley. And Jordan Henderson has joined Brentford on a free. I think that's actually not a bad option. They're replacing Christian Nogard, who's going to Arsenal, with Henderson. Leadership wise, kind of, because Brentford would lose a vacuum in terms of leadership, and with Henderson going there, I think that's not a bad signing, to be honest, on a free. Not the worst signing, to be honest. So I think that could work out. So we'll see how it does. Andy, welcome. How are you doing? Looks like Andy has managed to fix the YouTube thingy. So now you can see the member, like the members, the not members, the YouTube chat, like the points option is appearing, which I think you guys can use the points for stuff. I'm not really sure at this moment exactly what the points can be used for, but let me know once you guys figure out like what you can use those points on. I'll have a look as well. I haven't properly looked into that. I don't think Forest do well this season. That could be possible. We've seen a lot of teams in the past who've had Europe and then tailed off. We've seen obviously Brighton got into Europe and then dropped the season before, and then they got back up again this season with no Europe. Same thing happened with Newcastle, had Europe, Premier League campaign kind of took a hit, and obviously without Europe, they got back again now into the Champions League. So obviously, I think Forest, I won't be surprised if it did happen where they had a hit on their league form because of them being in Europe. And we've got news that Crystal Palace have now been pushed to the Conference League, which means Nottingham Forest have now been upgraded to the Europa League. So they'll be playing Europa League football while Palace will be playing Conference League football. Although this decision can be taken to the court of arbitration of sport. So I don't know. At this moment, I think Palace will most likely be in the Conference League, while Forest will be in the Europa League from the looks of it. Freddie, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome as well. Brentford, sir, I worry about them now. So, apart from Henderson, Omari Hutchinson is also linked to Brentford. I think they're trying to replace, if they were to lose Brian Mbeumo, they're trying to replace him with Hutchinson, but Ipswich have rejected the fee that was linked for Hutchinson, like the amount that Brentford offered. So I think there's a domino effect there as well, where because Ipswich are asking for more, Brentford are asking Man United for more money for Brian Mbeumo, so that they can then later pay the extra that Ipswich are asking. So there's like a domino effect in terms of signings for that as well. So that's something to kind of keep an eye out for. I don't know what's going to happen with Brian Mbeumo at this moment. To be honest, for me, if I was to rate it out of a 10 in terms of that transfer happening, I think that is now at like a 6 maybe at the moment, because I really don't know what's going to happen with the transfer. Uh, Now, apart from that, Mark Towers has gone to Everton, and Marco Bizot has gone from Brest to Aston Villa for an undisclosed fee. Um, there were rumors circulating in the last couple days about Emi Martinez again leaving Aston Villa. I don't know how accurate that is, or whether that's just paper talk at the moment. I don't think Man United have the cash or cash flow issue. I don't think they have the cash to sign Martinez, but that's some rumors that have been sprouting in the last couple days. Hutchinson is no Mbeumo. Yep, that's fair enough. Hutchinson's release clause finished yesterday, so will cost more money now. Yes, exactly. So his release clause has expired. So that means it's definitely going to cost more, which means Brentford are going to want more money from United, and United are going to keep haggling and just waste time on that deal. So I don't know what's going to happen with Brian Mbeumo at the end of the day, to be honest. At this moment, I'm kind of lost in terms of what's going to happen with that. So in terms of transfer signings, those are some of the transfers that have just recently happened. Obviously, Arsenal have signed quite a few players actually. Arsenal have gone out and signed quite a few. Obviously, Madueke will bring up Fabrizio. Madueke has gone to Arsenal. That deal has been confirmed. Isak, we'll have to wait and see. I still think Isak doesn't leave Newcastle. I think it's going to take a lot of money for Isak to leave Newcastle. Like, I think at least 120 to 130 million minimum that Newcastle will ask, right? So we'll have to wait and see on that deal, see what happens with that. Apart from that, Luis Diaz, there are talks. I mean, Bayern are interested, Barcelona are interested. I don't know where Barcelona are going to exactly find the money, but Barca are also kind of there because they were rejected by Nico Williams. So now they kind of need to find a player for that spot. So they are interested in Luis Diaz. Meanwhile, Marcus Rashford keeps twerking for Barcelona, but that they don't seem as interested in him as he is at the moment. So we'll have to see on that. So that's a few transfers as well in terms of there. That's interesting. He might start for us. We are not overconfident in Martinez. You can tell. Yep, fair enough. We'll hold on to Watkins. Watkins will have to wait and see. I don't know what's like there. I haven't seen anything too concrete on Watkins yet. I've seen the Daily Mail today talking Rashford to Liverpool. I did see something like that. I heard about it. I didn't take too much note of it because I don't think it'll happen. I still think Rashford, even though he's not playing for United, I still think he's a United fan. And he knows that if he goes and does something like that, it's not going to end well for him. So I don't think he'll do it. I don't think so. Saka has one to aim at now in terms of what corners from set pieces. A forward, yep. Victor Gyökeres seems like he's moving to Arsenal. That seems to be confirmed. Newcastle have authorized Sean Longstaff to undergo medical at Leeds United. Ooh, interesting deal here. So from Leeds as well. That's something as well we've seen. Hutchinson, we mentioned this about his deal. Madueke to Chelsea. What do you guys think? He's going to be back up most likely, I think, to Saka, unless he plays on the left and replaces Martinelli. But I've seen Madueke mostly on the right for Chelsea. So I don't know whether he'll play on the left or not. Obviously, Sterling's not there anymore, so maybe on the left instead of Martinelli potentially. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but at the moment we'll assume that he's on the right. Would he become an FPL option? Still probably not. I think there are better FPL options at Arsenal, like defenders, Saka, and if Gyökeres joins, probably Gyökeres as well potentially. As options. Then apart from that, obviously the matches Sekio, ait-nouri, that's nothing new. Edison to Napoli. I don't see this happening at the moment. What were the last few news? There was one more that I wanted to show. Juventus agreed deal to sign Francisco Concha. Oh, I need to pronounce names properly. Concesio, I think. This is a pretty good deal for Juventus, to be honest. So Arsenal have signed Christian Mosquera from Valencia for 50 million plus add-ons, be up to around 20 million. So we'll see. I don't think he's going to come in and take anyone's spot. So I don't think we'll need to be worried too much at the moment. So that is some of the transfer news. Darwin Nunes as well, like I said. Try the Darwin Nunes deal. Napoli have informed Liverpool tonight that Darwin Nunes deal can be considered off. Ooh. So, I mean, where will Darwin Nunes go? Saudi? Somewhere else? We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But seems like he most likely might leave, or at least Liverpool want to probably get rid as well, potentially. Especially if they go after a new striker, his game minutes are like not going to be that great. Sandri, welcome. How are you doing? Chelsea champions of the world. Did a club World Cup happen? I don't know, Sandri. I haven't been paying attention. But yes, congratulations to Chelsea fans as well for winning the club World Cup. Now you have enough money to now buy the women's team back or pay the FFP fines. But like yeah, well won. And to be honest, beat PSG, good result that as well. And a decent number of new signings as well for Chelsea. So we'll see how they do. I expect them to improve this season with a couple good new signings that they've got. Obviously, Jackson has been linked as a move away to Man United. As much as I would want a striker, I don't think I want Jackson. Please. Maybe not. I feel bad for Jackson because I think the media will eat him alive at Man United. So I probably, for his sake, I don't want him as well, to be honest. Gunners already signed a good forward now, so we'll rather keep him. Who is this? Ait-nouri? Probably. Madueke will play, won't play all that money not to play him. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he plays the left instead of the right, instead of Martinelli. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Chelsea manager wants a squad with 8 attackers to choose from. He's being quoted saying this. Oh, Liverpool. Well, he's got a lot of attackers, I'll tell you that. Liverpool would be good to sell him. It doesn't fit at Liverpool. Yeah, Pedro was on fire in the Club World Cup. So, Joe Pedro, does he become an FPL option? That was the title in the last video. We'll see. I still think Chelsea forwards, too many at the moment. Rotation risk, money, not rotation risk. Rotation risk, yes. Rotation risk, minutes risk. We'll have to wait and see. We're not going to get much preseason stuff from Chelsea, but honestly, the fixtures are good. I think Cole Palmer is on the radar right now for me. Other options, I will see when the prices come out. Chelsea beat PSG comfortably. Yes, indeed. Roku, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome. Now that you mentioned Chelsea as well, I should probably bring their game up as well. But I'll bring that up as well. I have a FPL draft mate. Can we discuss it? You can send, if you can send me a screenshot, I can bring it up. I haven't paid too much attention to the drafts on FPL team and all. I know Freddie made one. We bought it up as well. You can share yours as well. Because I'm waiting for the actual prices to come in, and then we can like properly have a look into that. Roku, hope you're doing well. Hope your day is going well. Jackson hasn't got the finisher eye on him. Yes, that's the thing. 8 attackers, Pedro for the bang he made. Fair enough. Palmer has picked up so much of his slump. Yes, which is why I think he might be in a draft. If I did make a draft, he will probably be in that. Talking about drafts, so I was initially predicting FPL to launch this week, and I was thinking like today or tomorrow, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And obviously, they haven't even done proper price reveals per se yet. Now I'm not even sure if we are going to get proper price reveals because they've been doing like post of like, oh, what will Haaland's price be? What will Isak's price be? But they haven't really revealed any prices. Um, Obviously, Club World Cup is done, so maybe next week we get FPL launch potentially next week. I still don't know when they're going to do prices or if they're going to even do prices at all, and they just go straight and launch it. So yeah, maybe we get FPL launch next week. We'll have a look and see. Obviously, where can I send it? If you're on Twitter or X, you can send it to on X. If you're on Instagram, you can message me football chatbox on Instagram. Are you in the Discord, Sandri? I don't know if you're in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, you can put it in the rate my team section as well. Um, Last season I was active in FPL as Man United in this transfer window. Good one, Ruku. To be honest, I think you might have been more active in FPL than Man United are in the current transfer window. Before price reveal, they will mention new chips or rules, I think. Ooh. Do you guys think that we'll have new chips? Do you think we'll have new chips? I don't know. I don't know if we'll get new chips, but we'll see. Obviously, they've implemented Microsoft Copilot into the Premier League website. Like, if you go to the Premier League website, now it's like a new look and everything. Uh, you will be able to see Microsoft Copilot and all of that kind of implemented. I can't show it to you guys because the screen is cut. But if you were to go to the Premier League website, like on the top right corner of like the navbar, you'll see like Copilot by Microsoft. So yeah, I mean, um, I don't know how the AI is going to be implemented into FPL. I can also tell you now itself, having used a lot of ChatGPT for work and everything, that this won't necessarily give you accurate answers. Because AI is good in terms of looking at data and giving you an answer based off the data it's seen. FPL you also need to predict, and I don't know how good AI is going to be in doing predictions per se. So I don't know how it'll be implemented. That's definitely something we're going to have a look and see. We might even do a potentially make a team where we just purely ask the AI if if they allow you to ask questions and like what transfers to be done. We'll make a team just for a case study throughout the season. Ask the AI what exactly transfer should be done, and see what the AI picks. If that is how it's implemented, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Hurry up, FPL, do something, says Andy. Yes. No, wait, never mind. I'll write it here, says Sandri. Alright, fair enough. So, Sandri's draft includes Pickford, Moore from who? For which team is that? Is that the other goalkeeper? Pedro Porro, Wan-Bissaka, Oleana, Kokorea, Rondon, Salah, Saka, Palmer, Bowen, Rogers, Solanke, Welbeck, Danny Welbeck, and Gelhardt. Oh, Solanke as well inside there. What if? Well, I guess if Spurs sign Visa, which we still don't know if that's going to happen as well. If Spurs sign Visa, then maybe Solanke turns into Visa. But that's not too bad. Do you know how much budget was left, Sandri? Based on like that draft you made, how much was left? Saka, Palmer, Bowen, Rogers. I assume, except for Saka, except for Saka and Palmer, whose prices I don't see rising. Could potentially slightly fall, but not rise. Bowen and Rogers will definitely get price rises. Solanke should technically get a price fall. So his price should fall. Danny Welbeck could potentially stay the same price. I don't see that really needing to change. Gelhardt is just a cheap player. Going against the AI when it's obviously AI has missed, and even the ones you pay for they missing things. Yeah, 100 million based on predicted prices. Oh, that's exactly 100 million. Interesting. Pickford will get a price. Pedro Porro should get a price fall. Wan-Bissaka will get a rise on his last performances. Or like Ina will get a rise. Correa will go up in price as well. I like those options. Wan-Bissaka, you'll have to wait and see. I don't know. West Ham, I'm still not fully sold on West Ham. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's not a bad draft. Not a bad draft at all, to be honest. Interestingly, you have you've gone the Salah Palmer route. So obviously no Haaland or City attack at all. City's opening fixtures didn't look the most like they didn't look that great opening fixtures. But I still might want a City attacker, depending on how they perform. Let's see. What are you planning to do different in this season's FPL from your past learning? Good question. Very good question. So, past learnings. I did obviously we did this video at the end of the season talking about everything that we learned from it and what went right, what went wrong. Let me see if I can actually bring up that chart. Where was it? What did I put it on? What was the site? Trying to remember the site that I put the learnings on. This is where I need Mira because he's the one who uses the site. Yes, Miro. There we go. All right, let me bring it up. The Miro board. Very interesting. That video was, yes, indeed. So past learnings. I think this is the correct board. Aha! I think that's the correct board. 24, 25. Yes. This was my past learnings. Here we go. So basically, what I need to improve. This is definitely what we want to focus on. Don't play too risky too early. So I remember game week 1 draft last season. I had too many risky picks on my game week 1 draft. I want to minimize that time. Like I had the likes of Nkunku. I had Nkunku. I had Lewis Hall, which wasn't a bad pick. He started off well. But I had Nkunku. I had Jacob Murphy. I started off with Jacob Murphy. That was a bad pick. I had Rashford, which was also probably too much of a punty pick. So I had quite a few too many punty picks to start. Probably need to change that. Quinton, welcome. Q, how are you doing? Welcome. How are things going, Q? Hope you're doing well. So definitely not having too many risky plays early on in the season, especially in the game week 1 draft. My goalkeeper and defensive picks need to improve. That was not that great last season. It only improved at the post game week, post second wildcard is when my defensive picks improved. At the start, it was horrible. That definitely improved. I need to trust myself more. Spent too much time not trusting myself. Like game week 29, not going for Bruno Fernandes and captaining him was a massive mistake. I could have probably had a better end of season if I actually went and bought in Bruno like I trusted, like I wanted to do, but I didn't trust my gut enough, and I gave in for the pressure of like, oh, United are shit, so don't go and get Bruno. Should have gone and got Bruno. It is what it is. Rashi was pretty. Yeah, Rashford. I had Rashford in the game week 1 draft. He had a pretty good preseason. Fortunately, it didn't go well. Well, at least this time, Man United have some opening fixtures that are quite difficult, and I probably would not have a single United player because of that. Plus, we haven't signed any players. So, my hopes, I don't know what my hopes are like for game week 1 for Man United, especially with Arsenal as game week 1. So we'll see. Don't trust preseason form too much. This is Jacob Murphy screaming out because Jacob Murphy had the most insane Jacob Murphy's. He had the most insane preseason form. Nkunku as well. Insane preseason form. It didn't work. Pick players from teams showing great form. Example, Forest. That's something that I need to work on. Obviously, Nick, if he was in the chat, he had a great season last season, and he picked Forest players from the like when their form like kick started at the start of the season, and that led to like a really good end of season finish as well. So need to figure out picking players from teams showing really good form. That's something to kind of consider. Too many transfers spent on goalkeepers last season. Probably should not do that again. But yeah, those are some of the things that I kind of need to improve on. So game week 1 draft. If I actually do something crazy and stupid, you guys should call me out for it before the season starts, so that I don't go into game week 1 with a draft that makes no sense. So make sure you guys call me out for it. Risky pick that play 90 minutes are better than non-playing players. Fair enough. Liverpool videos, welcome as well. How are you doing? Thanks for the advice. Sandri says Roku. Um, Sandri says always play 90-minute players, talisman, and those who have free kicks penalties. Yep. I think what I will try and do a lot, others will, is bank transfers up to 5 free transfers. I think that will stay. That rule will stay. I never really. I got it. I think I got to 5 free transfers only once in the entire season. I probably should. I don't want to like focus on getting 5 free transfers, but I also don't want to make too many transfers where I'm like every day firefighting and making transfers. So like, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Again, a good start in FPL can make a world of difference. If you have a good start, the rest of your season, I'll tell you now, is just so much more easier compared to having a bad start and you're just like firefighting in terms of trying to climb ranks from day one. A good start is so important in FPL. Yeah. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Attacking mid-table defense picks get you the most points, 4.5 million. Yep, fair enough. As you can see in my FPL draft, guys, there are proven Premier League players. Yes, I would agree with that. Bruno priced this year 7 million. Yeah, I think 7 million could be because United were pretty bad. Price has to fall. It was 8.5 last season. Definitely has to go down. I think 7 or 7.5 might not be too bad. I think 7.5. I think he'll be the most expensive player out of all the Manchester United picks. So I think 7.5 because we still have to consider if they do end up signing Mbuemo as well, who had a really good season. He probably won't be priced higher than Bruno Fernandes. So they might be priced at the same price, if anything. So like Mbuemo had a good season, should see a price rise, but going to a team that had a worse season, so they have to kind of factor all of that in terms of prices, which is why if the Mbuemo deal, this is where things get interesting. If FPL launches before, let's say, Brian Mbuemo makes his move, right? Then they have to price Brian Mbuemo as a player from Brentford, which means his price would be higher. His FPL price would be higher than what he would be on if he, for example, joined United before FPL launched. There are a few things like that that play in terms of a player's price as well on FPL. So I think, I don't know, 7.5, maybe 8. I don't see 8.5. He has to get a price for it, definitely. Liverpool video says, hey mate, how are you? I'm doing well. Liverpool videos, hope you're doing well. I just fell upon your channel on my homepage. Nice. Who do you support? Don't want to ask. Manchester United, not too good. Your supposed rivals who are not actually rivals anymore. Sandri says Roku, I think 8 to 8.5. 8 to 8.5 for Bruno. I'll say 7.5 to 8 million. First 4 weeks of the season, goals go in unpredictable. True, but you need to pick players that are good, I guess. Do you know the content creator Leo's goals? I don't think I know. No, I don't think so. Let me see. Is this on X? Oh, I don't think I do. Nope, I don't think I do. No chance Bruno will be 7, minimum 8. He still got a lot of returns. That's true. He did. He did. But he should see a price fall. So maybe from 8.5 to 8 million. That's potential. Yep, that is potential. So yeah, this is obviously something we will retouch on ahead of the start of the new season. Combe, welcome. Picking the right Man City and Chelsea assets may be the difference. Yes, indeed, between a good start and a bad start. No, I don't know the right assets. So basically, Combe, you pick your game week 1 draft, and I'll see what Chelsea and City assets you have, and I'll probably pick the others. All right. So this is Liverpool's preseason game against Preston. Not many of the first team players actually started, except for like Salah obviously started, Szoboszlai. They were the two main first team players that started for Liverpool. Some of the others came off the bench. The likes of Frimpong and Kirkis both came on at halftime. Nothing too much to read into this. Obviously, Cody Gakpo as well came on for Salah. He got a goal. Darwin Nunes came on for Chiesa, got a goal as well. But we've already discussed that Darwin Nunes is probably not going to stay at the club, so not too much to be read into it at the moment. Obviously, no words as well, so we still don't know where exactly going to play, whether it's the number 10 or if it's the left attacking mid spot. If Luis Diaz ends up leaving, kind of had to wait and see. So I thought I'll just show you guys like the formation that Liverpool played against Preston. Apart from that, there was also Palace played against Millwall. Obviously, new signing Sosa is on that left. Mitchell was playing right, which means obviously Munoz is most likely going to be on that right spot, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Mateta, Franca, Wharton, and Will Hughes were in the midfield. I mean, Wehi and Lacroix are all there as well. Lacroix is also not a bad option to consider if Palace actually improve, but we'll see. We'll see. Definitely a team to kind of keep an eye out for in terms of Crystal Palace. Whether any sales happen, did they lose Eze? Spurs is what is currently rumored. Wait and see. Wait and see. Watch this space. Forest played a 0-0 draw against Chesterfield. Forest obviously at the moment they have called out Spurs for approaching Morgan Gibbs White illegally by tampering, like not by tapping up. So we'll have to see whether Morgan Gibbs White ends up going to Spurs or not. That is something that is still, I think, has been still in the works. We'll have to wait and see on that. But again, they also nothing much to say from Forest. Didn't really play much of a first team. So nothing too big to read from Forest's point of view against Chesterfield as well. 0-0 obviously still doesn't look that too great, but who remembers Will Grigg and the famous song that he had of Will Grigg is on fire? But yeah, he was also performing here. Who is going to get the most points this year? I think Salah again. Ooh. It's going to be hard to go against Egyptian King, especially after the signings that Liverpool have made and are rumored to be making. Salah definitely will be up there. I'm wondering if City have a good season, whether Haaland can be up there as well. But I have less faith in that, so I think probably Salah. Although Salah has AFCON, like Andy says, um, he might miss a few games because of that. And we all know Salah's post AFCON is not as good as Salah's pre AFCON. So Salah pre AFCON, make sure you have him in your FPL teams because he's going to be killing it. Pre AFCON Salah is a different beast compared to post AFCON Salah. Which teams do you think the most favorable fixtures at the beginning? Chelsea, I think we had a look into this before, but Chelsea were one that's definitely stood out. Spurs were another team that obviously stood out as well for decent opening fixtures. Who else was it? Mm, Everton's are actually not too bad, to be honest. Everton's opening six, it's only Liverpool and Aston Villa. The Everton's opening six are not too bad. New stadium, they might actually have a decent bounce before the slump slightly starts. But then again, Combe also probably knows. He'll be like, don't pick Pickford at the start. Pickford always is a player that you get after 6 to 7 weeks is done. Then you get Pickford for the points and you don't get him at the start. But Everton's actually opening is not too bad. Um, Cities is a very interesting one. I don't know what to read on Cities. I might need to see how City do before actually in at least one or two preseason games before knowing what to do with City. They got quite a few new players as well, so that's actually very interesting to see how they will perform. But Spurs definitely are up there for opening set. I should mention Sunderland. They do have a decent opening set of fixtures. The only thing is they are a promoted team, and because of a promoted team, again, checks notes don't pick players from teams showing great form. I don't know if I would have too many Sunderland players, but they did win 4-0 against South Shields, so keep an eye out. Isidore definitely scored a goal. Um, we will monitor Sunderland and see what Sunderland's team was. We'll monitor them, see how they do in the next couple of games in their preseason minutes, and then see whether actually if there are any Sunderland players that are worth getting for your budget enablers. Um, Apart from that, am I missing any players? You could potentially say Forest because Europe doesn't kick in until like after game week 3. So the first three fixtures, Forest, not too bad. Brentford, Palace, and West Ham. But yeah, I don't know. Like, is there anyone else that I've kind of missed out that has good opening fixtures? Brentford, I don't think I would approach if they're going to be losing players. New manager as well, who hasn't really managed before. So have to wait and see. Regarding Pickford, someone did say that that could have been due to Daesh. Oh, so maybe Pickford might be the answer for the opening set of fixtures. New stadium as well. You never know. Could be an option. Um, One to keep an eye out for definitely. I think Arsenal, even though they have a tough opening set of fixtures, that game week 2 fixture against Leeds is definitely going to be tempting to own at least one Arsenal attacker. Whether that is Saka or Gyökeres, there's going to be some temptation to own an Arsenal attacker, especially for captaincy in Game Week 2. Because captaincy in Game Week 2, apart from Arsenal, who stands out? Chelsea against West Ham, Palmer against West Ham. It's okay, not too bad. City are playing Spurs, not great. Liverpool are playing Newcastle, not great for Salah as well. So that's not a good fixture, especially it's Newcastle at home, not Newcastle away as well. So in terms of captaincy options, Sunderland playing Burnley, but you probably are not going to captain anyone from Sunderland or Burnley. So from a captaincy perspective, you probably want an Arsenal attacker for captaincy in Game Week 2, or you're on Palmer for Game Week 2. So definitely at least one Arsenal attacker will be in that Game Week 1 squad because of that Game Week 2 fixture. No, Europe could be very beneficial to certain Man United players. I do expect to see a slight uptick from United with no Europe, which means 1 week to prepare for an opponent. The only problem is I still think the quality of that team is still pretty low. It's not 15th place quality, but I still think the quality in their team is not great. If they don't make any signings, I would not be touching United players until I see them perform against good teams. So until I see like new signings, like decent amount of signings that will improve the squad, I wouldn't touch them even if they were to go game week 3 against Burnley. still probably might not have any United players unless I see good performances in preseason with a decent number of signings to have improved the squad. So yeah, but they should see an uptick after that. I think like game week 6 onwards, where the fixtures slightly ease off, you might see a few United players might be putting their hands up if their performances are good. Otherwise, just avoid. Will there be any 4 million playing goalkeeper this time? Hmm. Chances are very low, I would say. I think the chances are very low. Maybe from Sunderland, but I don't know. At the moment, I'll say very low. Everton are a hard team to beat, but always start bad. Yep. But new stadium, slightly different scenario this time. If Forest lose 3 of the best 5 players, they will not start well, I think. Yeah, so they've lost Elanga to Newcastle. So Elanga has gone to Newcastle. If they lose Gibbs White as well, then Forest players attacking wise might not be, defensive wise they might still be decently resilient. The only problem I have with Forest is once Europe kicks in, I kind of fear for their squad, because then see, once Europe kicks in, which is around game week 4 onwards, is when they also have Burnley and Sunderland. So you're just still probably going to want some Forest defensive cover for those fixtures against Burnley and Sunderland. Attacking wise, I'm not really sure if you'll want like a Chris Wood or someone. Probably not, because there'll be European games in the middle of that as well. So that's where I'm like, And if they're in the Conference League, further travel, longer travel, traveling to teams you've never heard before in your life, traveling to places you never thought before as well. Going to be longer travels for Forest as well. So not ideal that they're in the Conference League as well, to be honest. But they do have a good chance of winning the Conference League. So it's a blessing in disguise, because they could actually win that. Even if they had a bad Premier League campaign, they could still win the Conference League and end up in Europe next season. So wait and see. Can you do a draft just for discussion? I can. Okay. They've added Yokeres in. Okay. I can do a draft. Okay, let's do a draft. I'm not fully convinced of doing a draft because of the prices, but we'll do one if I can add one. That is. How do I add a player? Why is not adding? So, okay. Man United can't afford to sign anyone really. They would have to sell a lot. Yes, at the moment they don't have money, so they need to sell, but they're struggling to sell. So if I was to start with Salah and Palmer, and I thought Chelsea had good opening fixtures, I still want Raya as well. This is where things get a bit more interesting, because I've never given it too much thought. Click the cross, yes. I've so now I haven't given it too much thought on players. Let's see. So let's go and get some Spurs options. Spurs, Solanke. If they sign Visa, I'll be interested with Visa. Spurs, I think Pedro Porro maybe in defense. I do think they'll improve defensively with Thomas Frank as manager. Let's get Pickford in. Let's just go with Pickford. Easy option. Where is Pickford? Pickford. And a 4.0 goalkeeper. So Onana is injured, right? Which means if Man United don't sign a goalkeeper, the opening keeper should be Bayern for the start of the season, at least for the first 3 games, maybe, depending on the severity of Onana's injury, and if United don't sign a keeper. So he could be a starting opening 4.0 million keeper option. United have Burnley in game week 3. Bayern is still the keeper in game week 3. It could be an interesting prospect. So I'll add him in there. just for that. Um, who else do we want in defense? I don't know if I want Arsenal's defense because of the opening fixture being so hard. Like the opening run of fixtures are so hard. Don't see too many clean sheets. If anything, I probably see one maybe against Leeds, but I don't see too many clean sheets. So I don't know if I will be starting the season with the Arsenal defense in the first place. Hmm. Liverpool defense, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal. That's also not the opening fixtures. So I might not even start with Liverpool defense. But then I end up booking in transfers, which I don't want as well. Too expensive. 6 million, 6 million. Ping pong at 6 million is not too bad. But yeah. Who knows? Crystal Palace. Nope. They should have released prices. They haven't released prices yet. Solanke, Watkins, Pedro are like up top budget depending. Yeah, forwards. I think Solanke could be there. If Visa signs in Visa, um, let me put Gyökeres for now. Comes in at 10 million. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still interested to see who takes penalties, whether it's him or Saka. That's definitely one to keep an eye out for. But we'll put Gyökeres coming in as a goal scorer. Let's see. Solanke should see a price drop. He's 7.5 here. I think that's a bit too much. I think 7 million might be more appropriate. If they sign Visa, then it'll be Visa that I add here. Do I want a Chelsea forward? Joe Pedro. The problem is I think Chelsea forwards are going to be a trap in terms of rotation and whatnot. I mean, Joe Pedro has been on really good form, like you guys said, but I don't know if that's going to be a trap or not. That is kind of what I'm slightly worried about. Aston Villa, Newcastle, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Fulham, Burnley. That's a good opening run if Watkins is the main forward line striker. Could be an interesting option. I think having Salah, Palmer, Saka, Bowen in the midfield is brutality. It's not possible, right? It's a bit too much, maybe potentially. Yeah. Is Marmoush a midfielder? Why would Marmoush be a midfielder? I don't think Marmoush will be a midfielder. If he is, that's definitely tempting. So now Elanga has joined Newcastle. Do you guys think Anthony Gordon's spot at Newcastle is at risk? Fixtures are not great anyways. So I probably might not get any. I would want a Forest player. I think I need a Forest defender. Even though I think I'll need a Forest defender because for that Burnley and Sunderland fixtures. And Milinkovic, Olaina. Let's go Milinkovic for the set pieces. This defense is very expensive. Where's my 4.5 million option? Make a draft like mine. It's possible. Palmer's a must on. He's at the form Palmer is on, definitely. Joe Pedro's versatility could be what will make him a decent asset. Potentially. So let's add Joe Pedro. How much is Joe Pedro at the moment? He's not even in here. He's still at Brighton. Wait, is Joe Pedro classified as a midfielder in FPL.team? No, seriously? Where is Joe Pedro? Am I saying things wrong? Is Joe Pedro not here? Is he not in this list? Okay, let's just add let's add Delap for now, Liam Delap, and just consider he's Joe Pedro. Just for budget 6. I am struggling now, aren't I? If I was to get a defender at 4.5, I need to look into rotation pairings. Nico Williams instead of Milenkovic also could be a play potentially. Lacroix might not be too bad. Nope, never mind. I take it back. He's a midfielder. Leeds United budget defender. Have Leeds? Yeah, potentially. They lost Firpo, right? That's the only problem. Who did I mention in my video? Was it him that I mentioned? Was he the right back? Hold on, let me find out. Leeds. Who was the defender? I mentioned a defender in my video for Leeds. Vogel? Who was the right back? Oh yeah, it was Vogel. Okay, yes. Let me add him. I mentioned him in my video. I might as well add him. So, with Leeds, who will rotate decently? Burnley, not really. Arsenal, Newcastle. Who has the good green fixtures here? Forest, maybe to an extent. Sunderland, I'm not going to get. West Ham. Don't know if I trust West Ham enough defensively. Mr. Palace, maybe. Sunderland, West Ham, Forest, Lacroix, maybe. Get a 4 million defender as your last defender. Yeah, the question is who though. Okay, we'll put a 4 million for now, just for budget reasons. 4 million defender. Why is there no 4 million defender? Is there no 4 million defender? Aha, here we go. Oh, there is no 4 million defender in the game. Okay, so we'll pick a 4.5. Let's go with, where's Lacroix from Crystal Palace? Oh, that's a midfielder. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. My bad. That was my fault. Craft, Target, Polly, Toffolo, Davies, Dragoshin? Oh, could be. Spurs, maybe. What do you guys think? Dragoshin maybe from Spurs instead of Pedro Porro, but probably Pedro Porro, right? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go and get Lacroix from Crystal Palace. Just for now. Oh. Can also get Guehi and Tarek Mitchell. Get Lacroix for now. We'll think about it later. I think Konsa is 4.5. Easy? Newcastle, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Fulham, Burnley. Yeah, that's actually not a bad set of fixtures. Konsa, yes, he is 4.5. Okay, let's remove Lacroix. Putting Konsa. Alright. I have 17.5 million. This midfield definitely needs to improve. So, I said Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs. Spurs midfielders. No one really. Morgan Gibbs White, if he joins, maybe could be tempting. Forest. Newcastle, tough fixtures. Manchester City. If Marmoush is a midfielder, then maybe. Let's start from the top. Arsenal, Saka, maybe. Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, Burnley, no. Oh, Burnley, Marcus Edwards was right there, right? Okay, let's put Saka for now. Let's get a cheap Burnley midfielder. Was Marcus Edwards a midfielder here, or was he a forward for Burnley? Barnes, Fleming. Oh, hey, here we go. Edwards. Is it 5.5? What? 5.5? You gotta be kidding me. Oh my days, so expensive. Karan, how are you doing? Welcome. A good punt is to pick the cheapest attacking mid in the game, no matter which club that is. 4.5 midfield, goal first two. Point to prioritize. Thinking Kukra and Saar might be first two in my first draft. Well, I've got those two here. Have you got a Leeds 4.5 attacking starter in midfield? Leeds attacking players. I think you would want their forward, Piore, who's a 6 million forward in here. Otherwise, it was Dan James that I mentioned at 5.5. Could go Piore. He was the one I mentioned in the video. Otherwise, Marcus Edwards from Burnley is another option. But they don't score as many goals as Leeds do. Morgan Rogers, maybe? We know Morgan Rogers' minutes are going to be good for Aston Villa. Let's put him in 6.5. That's not too bad. How much budget did I have? 1 million. Ah, my days. Okay, I'll pick a 6 million and under midfielder. ait-nouri, Declan Rice. The Enzo at 6. Not too bad. Okay, let's go 5.5. No names that are interesting me. Why is Sosa a midfielder? Isn't he a fullback? Ah, not easy. Kudus or Brennan Johnson? But they're way more expensive, right? Alright, so I need to downgrade my forwards. Gyökeres and Watkins together are way too expensive. Watkins is 8.5. Gyökeres is 10. I can't have Gyökeres and Saka. So one has to go. Let's say we get rid of Saka, right? And we go, I don't know, 8 million and under midfielder instead. Let's say, so there's Bowen, who could be 8 million for West Ham. Sunderland, opening fixture, Chelsea, Forest, Spurs, Crystal Palace, and Everton. Not the most easiest of runs. Obviously, Sunderland is a good opening fixture, but after that, it's not the most easiest of fixtures. There was Joe Pedro, right? You guys said as a midfielder. Let's put Joe Pedro in there. Let's remove Delap. Let's go and get the Leeds forward here, which leaves me with 4.5 for the midfielder. And then I go and get any 4.5 for now. Let's just put. Forget the 4.5. What do you guys think? I don't like it too much. The reason I don't like it too much is I do not want a leads forward starting week in, week out for me. I don't like the balance too much. I think this could be slightly improved here and there. Someone like Diblin last season. Yeah. Words is too expensive, right? And Liverpool's fixtures aren't necessarily the easiest to start off with. Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal. I don't think I want double Liverpool attack to start off with. Add to that, I haven't got Liverpool defense, which I probably might want after like game week 3. Words is 9.5 here. That's a bit too pricey. Unless I probably need to downgrade Watkins to like 7 million, 7.5. When the game comes out, I'll think about this. Forward, get Solanke in. Yeah, so like Watkins, so let's say a Solanke, for example, for Spurs forward. If it's Visa, it's something like that. Yeah. That gives me about 1 million. And that million can be used ideally to upgrade this midfield spot to a 5.5. Get Bruno? Nah. United's fixtures at the start is not that good. Some teams that play 12 man at the ground, the fans they put 20% player performance if they start okay. Yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, I'll have a look in Sunderland. Could be. I'm probably missing someone. Put your money in attacking defenders rather than play mid that are down as defender. Yeah, so we've got Pedro Porro and Kukurea, right? Those are already very attacking. Milenkovic is good from set pieces. I could probably get Olaena instead. Like if I wanted a more like a fullback instead. So you could even swap that to Olaena. That's not too bad. If for example Kirkes or Frimpong, if they were to come in at 5.5 instead of 6 million what they are right now, I would probably have one of them in instead of Olaena. That's a possibility. But here they are at 6 million. I don't think they'll come at 6, but we'll see. I have no City players here. That's a bit of a worry. But I think this is not a bad draft to start off with. Even that we don't know the prices exactly yet. But we'll definitely be doing a lot of streams discussing drafts and everything. But yeah, I think this is not too bad for the start. Kudus or Brennan Johnson? Good point. Kudus has actually gone to Spurs, right? That's a good point. If he plays the number 10, Kudus, he could be a slightly better option than Joao Pedro. Triple Spurs, though. I want triple Spurs attack. Sorry, triple Spurs players in my team. Ideally, I would like to not have to triple up on any team. Because even if I were tripled up on Chelsea, right? If, for example, I was wrong about the third Chelsea player, and if it wasn't Joe Pedro, and if it was Liam Delap, for example, that's like 2 transfers to switch. So ideally, I would want to I would not want to triple up on any team if possible to start off with, and have that flexibility to actually decide which third Chelsea player you want. Goalkeeper Martinez leaving, most likely 4 million goalkeeper possibility. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Onana is injured. Bayandi is a 4 million goalkeeper at the moment. Vardy, Pedro, and Welbeck last season started very well, and these prices shot up. My worry with Welbeck is his fitness. Fitness with Danny Welbeck is something that I'm kind of worried about. Try having bank money, 0.5 at least if you can. Yes, that's something else as well. So this has 1 million in the bank. It might be 0.5 potentially. Anyways, we'll see when the game launches next week. When the game launches next week, I'll tell you now, we'll have at least 2 streams a week just looking at drafts, playing around with drafts. I'm tripling up on Chelsea. Ooh, okay. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Also, some of these positions we don't know, right? Joe Pedro could be a forward in that game and not a midfielder here. So we'll wait and see. Definitely one to kind of keep an eye out for. So I will save this for now. I need to log in to save my team. I don't remember what I used. I think I used my Google one. Anyways, oh no, I lost it. I'll go back on stream and bring it up later. But yeah, that's basically it that I kind of wanted to cover. We'll bring this mirror board up again once the game launches. Before FPL kickstarts, like 1 week before FPL, or yeah, 1 week before FPL starts, we'll bring this mirror board up again. Or maybe like 2 weeks before FPL, I'll bring it up twice just to look at my drafts, see if I haven't made any of the wrong mistakes based on this board. But yeah, I think that's where we've got. That's basically what I've got for you guys for today. So shout out to everyone. Last Wilbeck call wasn't for Wilbeck, where how cheap forward it was. But yep, fair enough. So we'll see. But I think we'll end it here. We've gone on for an hour, which I think is pretty good for today. So for all of you who are watching, and if you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about the stream. Why is my thing go down? Let me know what you thought. I don't know why my screen moved down like that. Like my entire screen had just moved down. I don't know why. Maybe I accidentally clicked something and it moved down. I should probably lock. That way it doesn't move. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't know my screen had actually moved down, to be honest. So shout out to Andy, to Roku, Freddy, who else? Karan, who else? Sandri, Comb, going up the chat. Liverpool videos, Quentin, Q, shout out to you as well. Anyone else? Tin as well, and anyone else who's been watching in the background, I see you. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We will be live again next week. For definitely FPL launch. Now you have this top fans leaderboard. So at the end of the chat, Andy, you managed to take the #1 spot of the top fans. Freddy has taken 2nd spot, and Combe has taken 3rd spot. You've got like XP as well. Let me know what you can do with that XP. I'm at this moment not. Oh, how do you get on the? Okay, so with the XP, you can send live chat. How you get them? Learn more. Blah blah blah. You can send super chats and super stickers. Apparently, with the XP. I don't know. See how it goes in the next couple streams, and then you can try sending super chats or super stickers with this XP from the looks of it. But yeah, that's your top 3 for the fans. I'll probably mention this like every live stream we do. We'll probably mention the top 3 of the leaderboard as well. Hope FPL is out soon. Yes, indeed. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will be there next week. So regular stream is on the Wednesday. If FPL launches on the Monday, we will do it on Monday. I didn't get any points. Oh, what? You should actually see like a tiny thingy on your chat, near your chat. Have a look and see. You might have. It says 150 XP. You've got. So, have a look. Have a look and see. You might actually see it there. But thank you all for watching. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. I'll be live Wednesday, but I think FPL might launch. Even if FPL launches Wednesday, we'll be live on Wednesday. If it launches earlier, we'll be live the day it launches. Basically, if there are price releases that we get, I will do some YouTube shorts for that instead. Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, everyone.